نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه وبعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربنا زدنا علما آمين يا رب العالمين. Today, inshallah, we are going to learn about harf of at. We have learned about many fragments in the past sessions. We learn about Java Majrur, harf of nasab, wa ismuhu, al-idafa. We learn about ism mawsuf, wa sifa, ismul ishara, musharun ilay. And we know that the phrase comprising a preposition and a noun following it is known as a preposition phrase. And we can call it a shibhul jumla in Arabic language. And we know that the one word is changed to the other word. Here, as I mentioned, we learn about five most important fragments: idafa, harf of nasab, wa ismuhu, jar wa majroor, ism mawsuf wa sifa, and ismul ishara wa musharun ilayhi. So here, there are some simple examples to just to remind you of what they are. Idafa, we know that it is based of, or this consists of two words, and one is mudaf and the other is mudaf ilay. So you can see the example, Kitab Allahi, where Kitab is a mudaf and Allah, Lafzul Jalala, is a mudaf ilay. The two main things about idafa is that the mudaf must be nakira and our mudaf ilay must be in the state of jar. For harf of nasab wa ismuhu, we learned that the harf of nasab makes the next word in the state of nasab, and we can see that Allah Lafzul Jalala is having a fatha and it is mansoob. About jar and majroor, we know that the harf of jar makes the next word in the state of jar, that is majroor, and we can see it in the example min Allahi. Allah Lafzul Jalala is in the state of jar. About Mawsuf and Sifa, the one most important thing that we learn that they match these two words. The the Mawsuf and the Sifa must match in the four properties that we have learned: the number, the gender, the status, and the type. About Ismul Ishara and Musharun Ilay, we know that about Ismul Ishara, what Haza, Hazani, we learned that these are the pointer words and they are followed by an ism, but that ism should have al to make it a fragment. If there is no then there is an invisible is. So it will be a sentence and it will not be a fragment. So these are the most important fragments that we learn. About harf we can also call this fragment as murakkab atf, but these are some huruf in Arabic language that are used to connect the asma, fragments, and the sentences. And we must know that these huruf, when they are connected with the asma, they take the status of that asma, and we'll see that in the example, inshallah. And the most common that we will learn, inshallah, in the future in our advanced sessions about more huruf of ad, but the most common that is used and we see it in the Quran is the letter wow, and it is translated as and. So, as I mentioned, this type of murakkab or fragment, which is in which there are two words connected with each other, is called a murakkab atf. Murakkab atf is consists of two isms when there is a harf of atf in the middle of them. So the first part of the murakkab atf or this fragment is called the matuf alay, and the second part is called the harf of atf. That can be any harf, and the third part or the last part is called the matuf. So the first and the second part, we can say that they are connected with each other with the harf of earth, which serves as a connector between these two, matuf and matuf alay. Let's look at the example. Allahu wa Rasulu. As I mentioned, that they should follow in the state, and we can see here Allah wa Rasul. Here, wow is a harf of earth. Rasul is matuf. and we will have to write here if we are going to do the Arab that matuf on what? So it is matuf on the Lafzul Jalala, Allah Lafzul Jalala here, because it is matuf or it is connected with the harf of earth. So it is called matuf, and with which letter it is connected? It is connected with Allah. So we'll say Allah, Allah Lafzul Jalala. Allah Lafzul Jalala is a matuf alay, as I mentioned that the first part is called the matuf alay. Matuf will have the same status as matuf ilayh. Here, we know that the default status is always the rafa. So Allahu wa Rasulu, they both will follow, they both will have the same state of rafa. Now, when we talk about Allah, we know that this Allah Lafzul Jalala, when speaking of the name of Allah grammatically, we use the word Allah Lafzul Jalala out of the respect, and it is translated as the name Allah or the name of majesty. Let's have a very beautiful example from Quran, and where we can see that a single matuf ali can have a multiple matuf. So we know that, as I mentioned, that matuf ali is the first word before the waw, before the harf of earth, and we also know about some rules of harf of ism, harf of nasab. So here we can see that Ism of Inna is also here, Muslimin. We know that this is harf of Nasab. So here we can see that Muslimina is in the state of Nasab. And we know that we learned here that when there are two words connected with the harf of earth, the matuf will follow the state of the matuf alay. So here we can see multiple vowels connecting multiple words here. So matuf alay is only single here, Muslimina, and with this wow, these multiple vowels, these all words are connected with the single word, this matuf alay. And inna, as we know about this rule, that inna is going to make the next word mansoob. So because of this mansoob word, all the words that are connected, all the matuf will have the same state of the nasab. Innal Muslimina, we know, remember your Muslimun chart. Muslimina here, this is in the state of nasab. والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات والقانتين والقانتات والصادقين والصادقات. Here you can notice they are all in the state of nasab only because of this matuf alayh, because this is nasab because of this harf of nasab. والصابرين والصابرات والخاشئين والخاشئات والمتصدقين والمتصدقات والصائمين والصائمات والحافظين فروجهم والحافظات والذاكرين الله كثيرا والذاكرات أعد الله لهم مغفرة وأجرا عظيما. So here we can see multiple matuf only because of this single matuf alayh, and they are all in the state of nasab. So this is such a beautiful example of more than one thing. The connector letters, who forward how they are converting every word into the same state, like their matuf alayh, and then the ism of inna, and its effect on the other words, and the harf of inna. See how is it making the next word in the state of mansoob. So here they are all in the state of nasab. So note the effect of harf of in on all the words connected with each other by the harfat. They are all having the same status of nasab. And recall harf of nasab and ism can have a long distance relationship. Remember that. And we also have seen those examples as well when we were doing a harf of nasab. And the two fragments that can come between harf of nasab and ism are the jar majroor and zarf and dafa. Here, uh, this is the slide from the session from Harf of Nasabu Ismu, that this fragment has two parts. We know that. And the main thing that I want you to recall is that One thing we must note that the harf of nasab and an ism, unlike the jar majroor fragment, in which the harf of jar and the ism after it are always side by side, but in harf of nasab wa ismuhu fragment can have a long distance relationship. A harf of nasab can never be alone, remember it, and it will always have an ism. These are all the harf of nasab that we learned. Inna anna ka anna layta, lakinna la'alla bi anna li anna. These are all harf of nasab that we learned. Here you can see the example, anna lahum ajran kabira. Here you can see that it's ismuhu, the harf of nasab and its muha are separated by the jar majroor fragment. The purpose of doing is that the harf of earth can have a long distance between matuf and matuf ali as well. This is why I was repeating the harf of nasab and its ismuhu, that they can have a long distance relationship. In the same way, the matuf and matuf alayhi can have a long distance relationship as well. Look at the example. Here, وَوَصَّى بِهَا إِبْرَاهِيمُ بَنِيهِ وَيَعْقُوبُ. So here you can see they both are connected with the harf of atf. This is in the state of rafa and this is in the state of rafa. But what is separating them? This idafa fragment here between this matuf ali and matuf. So here you can see the long distance. This is just a simple example to make you understand that they can have a long distance relationship. Here you can see another example. أُولَٰئِكَ عَلَيْهِمْ صَلَوَاتٌ مِّن رَبِّهِمْ وَرَحْمَةٌ. So here both salatun, salawatun and rahmatun both are having Dhamma, and they are both in the state of Rafa. They are Matuf alayhi and Matuf, but what is between them? There is a Jar Majur fragment and also the Idafa here. Mir Rabbihim is Jar Majur and Rabbihim is Idafa. You know that when Isim is connected with the Mir Muttasil, they make Idafa. So here, they are also having a long distance relationship between Matuf and Matuf Ali. We can see it clearly. There is another beautiful example. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون. So here you can also see the matuf, alay and matuf are having the same status, but they are with the long distance relationship together, connected with the harf of atfir. آمن الرسول in the state of Rafa and والمؤمنون in the state of Rafa. You also remember your Muslim chart here. So see this is the state of Rafa and they are connected with the harf of At. Wow. And here, this or fragment and words are between them. So a long distance relationship can be between the Matuf and the Matuf alay. So this is it about harf of At. Inshallah, I'll see you in the next lecture. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. بارك الله فيكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.